So, as some of you may know, there is a new camera app in town, and it actually is a pretty crazy difference between the two. So, I'll go and show you the main differences between the stock camera application we have on our iPhones and compare it against Final Cut Camera that's on my left, which is the new Pro Enhanced, camera app that Apple is basically giving us. Now, first things first, these applications are free, but keep in mind the Final Cut Camera is a downloadable application. It's a fairly big size. At the core, they do the same thing. They take videos and photos and things like that. But the stock camera application, I will tell you, is the best one for the average person. To quickly just take shots of your family or videos, or even if you're doing more enhanced things, you can still do a lot of stuff within the stock camera application. But you can see from the jump, you can see that there's already some key differences between the two. Now at the top, you get a couple of more features built in inside of something like Final Cut Camera over the standard camera app. So we have the option of quickly jumping between live multicam. If you have the options of joining, if you have multiple camera views, you can get live multicam, which is really cool. Something our stock camera application doesn't have. You can also see the exact, resolution of filming that you're doing within your camera app right, as soon as you open it. Now you have the same option within video mode here too. So you can go through in the top right corner within your video mode. If I go and zoom in, you can see that we basically have kind of the same type of capability between both right there. But you can see that on Final Cut Camera, it's a little bit more apparent. It's kind of more in your face here versus in the stock camera app. Now also we have the ability of going, basically jumping right into our camera settings right up here in the application. To change these particular applications inside of our, stock camera, we'll basically have to go inside of our camera, our settings app and the camera options inside of it. So that right there can be kind of an annoying thing. And you can also turn on stabilization and mirror front camera within the stock camera, within the Final Cut Camera, not in the stock camera. So keep that in mind. On top of that, you have audio levels right there in the top right corner, which can actually be a very, very nice thing to have. And you also have the ability, if you want to, of changing your audio right here too. So let's say you have a different microphone or different whatever. You can verify the source of that, microphone right here, which before I had to completely keep clicking the, recording audio, unplug my microphone, then hear if it's working. Here you can do that right here, which is actually very, very nice. Now at the bottom, you can see you have kind of the same thing. You have the ability of quickly changing from 52 millimeters to 26 and then to 13. So you can quickly jump here from this to this to this, and it gives you the numbers. Versus on your stock camera app, you can see it at the bottom, but it is kind of nice to kind of have those numbers right there if you really want to. You can also just hold it down if you want to, and you can just, you can't hold it down, but you can go with the, standard 26 or 52. You can click on the volume, or not the volume, the zoom button. You can zoom in or zoom out, slower or faster. It's actually kind of nice. So it's a little bit more professional if you want to, versus on the stock camera one, it's kind of like, a little bit more quicker. Some of you may want to have a little bit more control into what you're zooming in and zooming out. So you have that option right here within Final Cut Camera. Now you have the actions of clicking on the bottom left corner if you want to open up your photos. On the bottom right, you can go and flip your cameras back and forth. But those are the main advantages I would say with Final Cut Camera. It's mostly just a video application. That's why one advantage for the stock camera application kind of comes down to the ease of usability. For a quick camera application, the stock camera app I think is a very good tool to use. You have to remember with Final Cut Camera, it's specifically for pros. It's a downloadable application. But with that, you're not getting a few things, like you're having more control within Final Cut Camera, but the quick photo mode options, this is a very good feature to have. You can just quickly just take photos, and you have all these options down here too, which I would say although Final Cut Camera has more video options, the stock camera app has more photo options. You also have portrait mode built in here and cinematic mode. You're not really getting those types of features inside of your particular, Final Cut Camera. The reason for that is because it's specifically made for control. You can make your video look like whatever you want to inside of Final Cut Camera. It just takes more time. Imagine the stock camera app like photo mode and portrait mode and cinematic mode are just predetermined, editing things that just are good for a lot of people. Like for me personally, I'm probably just going to use cinematic mode rather than trying to figure out the settings on Final Cut Camera. So I will tell you, when it comes down to the pro video use, Final Cut Camera is the best way to go. If you want the most amount of control, that audio source option is like my favorite thing ever. Within stock iPhones though, if you're just trying to go through and just make some videos here and there, just don't even download Final Cut Camera. The stock camera application is more than enough for a lot of people. So in terms of that kind of covers it out there. If you have any other thoughts or questions, please let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that will mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.